Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hold on, cut.
Moshi, is that
cut.
what you
All right, official start. Hello, everybody. How
Now
goes
we're
today?
starting.
Yay, Moshi.
Welcome to Die.
Or die.
Guys, we're in
welcome
the
to anime.
we're in the semifinals, the final three.
Oh yeah.
We're at
And,
the halfway point, which is the semifinals.
Yeah.
Let me say,
This
this has been a really interesting set of episodes for sure.
Oh, definitely. That's one way to say it.
Words will be said. I can guarantee you this.
Yes.
And words will be said about our first show, Cromartie High School.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a funny show.
Putan.
Episode one was about the joke guy coming back, right? He's judging the TV show, right?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
where
yeah,
not Bobo's joke son berates not Teletubbies for its lack of quality.
Even though it's one of the most popular shows.
Yeah.
And he tries to deduce how people find it funny. And he tries to understand it by lowering his standards. He can't find anything.
I think the joke is that fucking what's bad is funny, like the broom.
I'm glad we got to see live action.
This is so bad that it's funny.
I don't think
Or that you just can't explain shit.
Yeah. I think in universe it doesn't. Well, out of universe it doesn't make sense why it's funny to us because that's just what the show is like the rest of the show, basically. But in universe it's just popular, and they don't explain why.
Even though he was wrong in the show, things that are mascot are popular in Japan.
That is true.
Extremely so. Even though they took off said they're the guys in the opening. One's in a bunny suit. One's in a not bunny suit. And they attempt to make jokes.
They sure do say things to each other.
I enjoyed that one was just smoking a bigger and bigger pipe.
Yeah. I'm glad that gag isn't, or that censorship, whatever it is not stopped since the first episode. When they're smoking, it's just some object that comes out instead of smoke.
I thought it was a fine episode with... I don't know if there's some joke about I think it was a lot of jokes about comedians trying to dissect what's funny. And it just doesn't work. Especially in the show where he's in, which is very, very random.
Unexplainably funny.
I did really enjoy when the one guy's like, "Oh yeah, Putan," and he just punches him. He just goes, eh. He turns like a tiny little doll version of himself. He just plops on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know why I really like that.
That was a good one. That was a good joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to describe what else happens per episode.
It's hard to do this, audience. All right.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to recall. It doesn't help that all three of our shows are borderline skit shows.
Oh, funny.
Borderline.
Yeah, Center's Life's more just like a half and half.
Yeah, so yeah. But I think episode 8 opens up pretty good, where the fucking doctor's like, "All right, high school. What's what could go wrong in this high school of outcasts and punks?"
They're all just normal humans.
Mekazawa.
And he examines the robot.
And Freddy. And
then Freddy walks by. He goes, "Okay, only way that this could get worse is a lion. Maybe a gorilla. No, gorilla would be better. I prefer gorilla. Of course, it's a gorilla."
Thank God, it's a gorilla.
Thank God, it's a gorilla.
That was a great opening.
Very good.
And then they take robot to get reset.
I like that connection to the next episode. But
Oh yeah, that's right.
can't forget about people's birthdays. A lot of birthdays happen. A lot of people had some birthdays.
That is true. There was a lot of birthdays.
Freddy had his birthday because no one knows how to talk to Freddy, so we just assume it's his birthday now.
How do you guys know it's birthday? We don't. We just figured.
Real quick, I want to call out the song. Shout out to our season 1 champion, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah, that's the
Season
the song
0
that's playing now.
champion.
Nice.
And then we had Takanochi, the guy who gets car sick on a boat on his birthday.
I was
Guy
always
just got thrown in to just get punched.
through that whole start to his birthday. I was gonna wonder how they were gonna tie it into him being motion sickness, but then it just zooms out. He's on a houseboat beforehand. It just looks like he's in a house,
Yeah,
like normal. But
there
no.
we go. And we got to see fucking the dude's friend he talked about in episode 1.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't. What?
He just looks. I was very confused at that, not because he looked like a caricature.
Completely out of place. His background was out of place. Everything about him was out of place. Nothing about him is correct.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, he
mostly
had a
just the background was
zone.
different.
He had
Yeah,
a zone of technology around
He
him.
was legitimately from a different dimension.
I don't understand.
And all they're doing is just catching up with each other. So yeah, they're going in their respective high schools. And just...
Like, I gotta work better to be better. And then, like, have Maeda's birthday. But it isn't his birthday.
oh man, that was the best.
What do, you
And
thi-
then they made his mom's birthday.
what do you think about these string of gags, James?
You were also here, James.
I am also here, James.
Welcome.
Just to double check, which episode are you guys?
Episode 8, Electric Warrior.
You can just talk about how whichever ones you want.
Yeah.
There's really
Okay.
not too much of an order.
I mean, like within the realm of all three of these episodes, kind of the one that had me going real bad was definitely the kid brother of Mekazawa. But
Yeah.
Episode 9 was, I think, my favorite of that bunch.
Definitely.
being the most fresh in my mind, yeah, the one with the kid brother Mekazawa was fucking.
No matter what you do not bring up Mini Nekazawa. But where's my little brother at? Fuck!
Fuck! I wasn't ready for how instant framed he got crushed by
Yeah.
Meguro. It was one frame. I wasn't ready for it.
As soon as he was on the ground.
That's why it fucking killed me. It was just like it just panned away. It was just like here's him and here's him being like his head smashed in on the fucking ground, and I'm losing my mind.
Oh man.
So good.
This was a pretty heavy Mekazawa episode and a half with
Yeah.
also Mekazawa. Because the doctor didn't know how to diagnose him, they sent him to another doctor, which turned out to be a mechanic.
Just an electrician.
Hardware store.
Do you have his receipt or warranty? Fuck.
They
Either
reset
way,
him and
just
he had a
reset him.
the factory reset, which is dark, but okay.
Apparently it worked out fine because like
Yeah, it's
he
fine.
didn't appear any different in the next episode, and then even in that episode he gets reset again.
Yeah. And then
So-
it's turned into a fridge. Don't worry about it. And then Mini Mekazawa got fixed but became tinier. Then we're gonna teach
like
him how to
Zero.
be a spy, and then we crushed him again. Then we start, and so we almost said it. Someone almost said it on the show,
He's a robot.
but they're like, no.
no, they can't be.
At least let me tell you my name. No, I'm not interested. I'm glad the assistant of the one guy who's now trapped at this school is a character.
He seems to be the straightest straight man so far.
The main
Oh,
guy used
Mark.
to be the straight man, but now
Yeah.
he's just here.
Now he's made his friends, so he's joined the chaos, basically.
He is joined.
Finally.
I will say, besides episode 9, I think 7 and 8 were a little bit tamer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm.
There was like one specific gag in episode 8 I really liked. I can't really recall how it went, but it was really good.
Does anybody else have anything else left to say in Cromartie? Or the
Pretty
set of characters?
standard.
Yeah,
Pretty standard affairing for Cromartie.
pretty much.
James, you got anything else in Cromartie?
Just God, like how this is probably one of the weirdest animes I've ever fucking watched. That's all I want to put on top of that is like this is one of the strangest I've ever watched, and for that I commend it to
And
such
refuses
an
to
extent.
elaborate. It refuses.
Oh, for sure.
To, no, I
Yep.
will not elaborate.
Oh! So the three of you are watching in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
So there's
That
this,
Yeah.
so there's a scene with the doctor since I'm watching in English.
Mhm.
It was with Freddy, and the doctor goes in English. I wonder if he understands Japanese. And he
It's
looks
like
at Freddy,
this in
goes,
Japanese.
and he looks at Freddy, and I'm pretty sure they told the voice actor to use the most fucking offensive Japanese voice he can.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
It was 2003, so I
It
can
was
see that.
just fucking. Tell me what is your problem? I'm like, oh my
Oh,
fucking
God.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Can't just do that to Freddy.
Jeez.
You're lucky he's cool. Or he would have fucking.
Freddy
got
responds and goes, "Yep, he understands Japanese. That's good."
So like he still said that in the sub, in the original version, but like
Yeah, but there's
it
also
wasn't
no
that.
bad Japanese.
Yeah. Oh god. All right then.
Maybe after this, I'll quickly show you guys that clip. Funny.
So defrag.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
rip.
move on to our next show, Defrag.
I gave the last couple of episodes a crushed mini Mekazawa out of 8.
I give it 8 mini mechas out, crush mini mechas out of 8.
I also give it 8 Crush Nekazawa's on date.
Well, this is the ranking.
Go on.
How many?
Okay, let's go on.
No, yeah. I would say 2 crushed Mekazawas out of 8.
Alright.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do think this is the
Very
best string of
complex.
Cromartie's episode so far.
Our next show, Defrag. It feels like they're finally starting to get a plot somewhat.
Defragment.
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
a plot after halfway through the show with only 3 episodes
But-
left.
I gotta be honest with you guys. This 3 episodes kind of felt lagged. Like, I didn't feel a lot of emotion from this set 3.
Well, let's talk about the first episode because that was the continuation of the 2-parter of the tournament arc.
I will say that I enjoyed the first episode a lot more than the concurrent ones. Out of just these string.
A little disappointed that we got teased with the robot person, but then they just got knocked out like everyone else. And we know we're gonna see him next time. They were in the preview for the next episode.
They were.
But
That's true.
I mean, it was like the same joke again of like, here's all these people. They lost anyway.
They forfeited. The
Dude,
guy
he-
who's knocked out.
Due to you being knocked out, everyone agreed that you move on until you wake up. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Do I just nab my way through the competition?
Ah.
He
And
did
then
a
we
lot
saw-
of that in these episodes.
Yeah, we saw aggressive hand holding.
We're doing a thumb war. Hey, we're on camera time? No one gives a fuck. Alright.
And the most intense game of musical chairs I've ever seen.
Yeah, it wasn't even musical chairs by the time we were.
Go to
doing it.
Booblivion. I win. Alright. Man, their match was epic, by the way, those 10 seconds. What?
And everyone was showing off their power and fucking getting. And
Power.
you were right. They brought back the father and son who could sense the chi
Oh my
from
fucking
like,
God.
Hawaii.
Bro, no. I am so glad they got Chris Sabat playing as the father. who is pretty much the opposite of fucking Vegeta.
He is just being a Piccolo.
They keep making fucking power references.
I could sense the
But
power.
this father actually cares about his son. Man,
Yeah,
son,
Vegeta's
funny running.
kinda like his son, alright? He's half. He's like half likes him.
Man, son,
You
I'm
never got a
happy
chance
running
to
into
care-
what's the odds running into you down this alleyway going home?
Yeah, this episode in particular actually had like a satisfying ending, which I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't
honestly.
expecting that. Like shows like this, where
Yeah.
like the main character gets dunked on all the time, they never get wins.
Yeah, it's true.
And he got like the most win. Like it was fucking sick. I don't know how you make pick a stick out of a cup interesting, but they did.
But like, can we give a shout out to our homie that keeps getting fucking hurt? He's like, just the nicest fucking guy, but no one gives a damn.
Yeah,
Well, that's he's got to deal with that, man.
the
He's
dude.
big man.
He didn't really get hurt in this one though, did he?
Kinda.
Uses a
He
springboard.
got
that's it.
yeah, he got threatened of the dark aura of being right next to it.
But
I
yeah,
got to
we-
see a little bit of the rivalry between Kenji and Ruka.
Oh yeah, that's right, Roka. But yeah, like you said, like I said, I was expecting this ending to go be the satisfying, because like, back to a point I said in the first episode of this season of the show, that like this of all the shows that like dunk on the main character or use him as a punching bag, this one feels like way like the most tolerable, if not like enjoyable, because they don't. Because like you could tell that they care for him, and like he's not constantly getting.
Well, most of them.
Shit,
Purple
Roka.
hair really doesn't care for most people.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they're gonna have a
Roke.
fucking big arc ender soon.
But Roka and oh god, I had the name on the tip of my tongue.
Taco.
Takao, yeah, Takao. That was it. They're in the. Okay, so the the other guy who proposes that he's in a love triangle with Roka and the main character. The actual love triangle is fucking Kazuya, Roka, and Takao. That's the real
Yeah.
love triangle there.
I love him just young love triangle, love triangle, love triangle just in his face.
Hoping in a future episode that's just gonna be like he's gonna make that realization that they're the ones in the love triangle and then force his way in or something.
Maybe. But we still got a lot of side characters to see for that opening.
That is true.
We got a lot of side characters, and I wouldn't put past the show making it into one of those here animes, honestly.
Doesn't say anything. There's an OVA for, I guess, spoilers. There's an OVA for a 13th episode, and it's just called Water. It doesn't say anything else, so I don't know what it's
I
about.
hope that's about the pink-haired girl then,
I would.
because that's
She,
her element.
yeah, she got to talk in the last episode for a little
That's
bit. It's the most she talked.
And all she said was like, "Do you like water? I like water."
Yeah, man. Cool. Anyway, episode 8 was pretty.
It opens up almost with what happened last time, with how the fucking zipper busted off the fucking jacket, and that's become a school trend for some reason.
Yeah.
It's the zipper bust challenge. All the hip girls are doing it now.
It's
on
not even just the
TikTok.
girls, the guys are doing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little confused during that scene. It's like, what? Like, the suspension of disbelief to make sure everyone in the school is now doing that specific activity.
It's very popular.
Okay. I guess
But
so.
it does give us some slight backstory for Lightning Lady,
That's right.
where we explain how she had the tracksuit.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most
Even though she didn't
emotional
remember.
backstory, but it was in character.
Mhm. Yeah, it sure was.
Is she Lightning Lady? I thought she was just a teacher.
No, she's the lightning one. She has a stun zapper on all times and will
She just has a
stun you.
taser.
I'm glad she's the teacher then.
One's got like a lighter, so like, you know.
You just remember your student's name? Yeah, it looks inside the jacket. No.
No way. That wasn't her name.
This also led to Kenji and Taco's date.
Yeah.
Dates, if you want.
I would like to imagine this is the actual start of the triangle, to be honest with you. It's like
Pretty much.
episode 6, like, I mean episode 6, 7 they were sort of showing it, I guess. Like
She's
there's
been
a-
pretty tsundere
I've-
like all this time.
but I don't feel like she like showed her emotions towards him like that yet, really. But she kept on getting like she got flustered like when her booze brought around him, but she never really like showed too much like interest in him till now.
That's true.
It was
That's
just
true.
hatred because hey, best friend.
Best friend.
Yeah, episode 8 and 9 have leaned into that
Mhm.
mostly.
Oh yeah. We
Well,
get to
they-
learn about the game series that she likes, and she's a
Yeah.
nerd about video
That's a
games.
fucking cross between fucking like Zelda, fucking Mario, and fucking
looks-
Castlevania.
Dragon
looks like-
Quest. It's more of
it-
Dragon Quest feeling.
It looks like Ghosts and Goblins, but like based on what they told us about the games, like oh, it's famous with old school gamers and people who grew up with it, and the gameplay's barely changed. It's RPG, so yeah, it's very Dragon Quest. But yeah,
So got to see more of her family, which is pretty cool.
oh yeah, that's true.
Her mom with her big old titties, and her
Mhm.
sisters who do not have big titties, and therefore try to compensate by being competent.
Even though they're the older ones.
You got anything on this two episode streams?
That wizard rode a dolphin. Why isn't that happening
Yeah.
more? All right, video games. Let us ride more dolphins. All right.
There's a few.
The
Alright.
most prominent video game dolphin is the fucking either the guy from Mario or Echo the Dolphin, and I don't
Guy
like
from
either of those
Mario.
options.
Dang. Go on, James.
Yeah, just like Jacob requested if I had anything on these, and gotta say, of this section of it, these episodes had me laughing probably the hardest. Just in the fact that they were all the fucking over the place.
Yeah.
And normally, I think we talked about this last time with the juvenile humor of, oh hey, there's the big titted girl of the show. It still refers to it in a really fucking funny way, and within these 3 episodes, with everything that gets explored within them, and the animation, and I don't know how much we've talked about this up to this point, and we're probably going to save a lot of those for the awards at the end, but the animation of this show particularly is what gets me really, really good.
Very fluid.
Pretty fluid.
Yeah, just like transitioning between the chibi-esque animation to the
I like that.
yeah, like the scene that sticks out to me in this regard is she goes to eat the rice cake, and she's eating it in chibi form.
Mhm.
And as she takes the last bite, she like tilts her head half back and then fully back, and she comes back and just like, let's go, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
it's not exactly that, but like that regard is like what gets me is like they're just very clear and concise about their animations on this, among other things.
There's parts
And
where
that-
the animation even like steps up, like increases exponentially in quality. The scene in episode 9 where Roka shoves the lunchbox into Taco's boobs and then it jets back into
yeah.
the wall. That was amazing.
I don't know, dude. I think
That was just amazing visually.
I don't know, man. I think my favorite TV scene is when she's still scooting around the chair. That was fucking like adorable as fuck.
Yeah, that was. But just a piece of like the quality animation.
Yeah, like
Rocking the lunchbox.
Very good gift.
That was great.
Good
Yeah.
gift material.
me and Billy, like we were watching that part together, and we like I was in the middle of like typing and looking back and forth between the screen, and I had to stop, rewind, and rewatch that to
Yep.
make sure that what I was watching was correct. And I fucking lost my shit over that specific part.
That was a
That's
great
so
one.
good. It's so good. Just so far, this has been a delight of especially with the selection that we have. I feel like they're very different in many regards. Cromartie, with what we have left, Cromartie being the weirder yet funnier one of the bunch. The Defrag being the
It's energy, the wackiest.
yeah, that's where I'd put that.
Yeah.
Skamari's pretty like chill with its wackiness. It doesn't like
Yeah, it's very
slap
slow
you
build.
in the face with it. It's more just like here you go, and it puts something weird on the table, and you're like, what?
Yep.
What do I do with this?
Sometimes that can catch you off guard even more than the hyper one, honestly, because like it's chill for the most part until something weird happens. Like, wait a second. I honestly feel the same way about Uncle Grandpa.
Also in episode 9, we got to see Kenji's sister. And I feel very refreshed. This is like the first time I've seen an animated sister not just be the strongest thing in the universe. Where they're not just, you say something bad, they punch you, or they're like, they look at you and it's menacing and glaring. No, she was just a little girl who's afraid of her senpais, especially these crazy chicks.
Yeah. She's basically just another version of the main character for the most part.
Young Kazuza.
Yeah.
Who thinks the fucking Taco was evil. That's
Yeah.
fun.
I like the way that they found out that she was their sister was by touching her fucking hair.
Incredibly spiky hair, which like I didn't process. Like it makes it more apparent that it's like actually physically spiky on her head than his head.
And then fucking the sister goes, if Spiky here just says I'm a silly, how come pink hair girl over there is not, you don't consider her
That's
sibling?
the most
And
she's
she's
done.
just fucking like brushing her fucking hair. I'm like, alright, cool.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I also made that connection right before she said it. Like, wait a second, her hair is kind of spiky.
And we learned she was an ice elemental.
Yeah, likes ice cream.
So she's got a relation to the water girl.
Indeed. Oh, I also love how the show contributes to the classic anime trope of off-brand, real-life brands. Like when,
Yeah.
like when they go to get, he goes to buy her ice cream. It's a little tank of Haagen-Dazs, but it's not. I couldn't actually read what it said on there, but it was.
Yeah,
Haagen-Dazs.
I'm sad that I don't remember the exact name, but it was very clear when I read it.
And then they go to the restaurant, Danny's.
Yeah. I forgot to put that stick about that.
Yeah.
So Nick, how'd you like the Danny scene? Nick,
That's the thing I noted immediately.
What?
how'd you like the Danny scene?
Danny?
The off-brand Denny's.
Oh yeah. That I was like, oh.
Dude, as soon as I saw that, like I was fucking almost messaged you like right there and then. Like, bro, do you see this shit?
It's funny.
Pancakes probably sucked.
Yeah.
For context, viewers, I worked at a Denny's. It was alright until it wasn't.
And then going to days with this kid was actually like cringe because he would put whatever he can in a cup and make some weird ass shit.
That just happens.
Yeah.
Works, dog.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anybody else have anything else in these top 3 of Defrag?
I do want to say for like the next time thing, I'm interested in what they're doing because they're saying Kenji gets kidnapped again.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering what they're trying to do with this plot, and they teased robot person and white-haired girl, and like the 2 other people who were in the intro that haven't been seen yet.
The others. Everyone else.
But I'm wondering how this, out of all of them, is going to end, because
Mhm.
we only got 3 episodes left. And I don't know what they're going to try and focus on. If they're just going to try and get the episodes about the side characters, or if there's going to be one big episode that will attempt to allude at the love triangle that probably won't be anything done with, like it
Yeah.
usually isn't. Unlike the show I am watching, but don't worry about that.
Alright.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes especially really helped to actually further the narrative that's going on for the most part of the proposed love triangle of the characters mentioned. And it was those 2 episodes in particular were sort of a departure from the one that came right before it, wrapping up the tournament. And
Also, boys tried to sniff a bag in a bag. We don't talk about them.
I do really like the character of the blue-haired girl in this being like the one female character that's not completely crazy.
She's the one nice one. That's why everyone likes her.
Yeah, she's also the very shy one. But she still gets roped in with some shit. It's funny. That's all I got to say about that.
More Water Girl. I swear to fuck. Give her an episode. Just one. Give her one skit.
That's probably
Well,
what the OVA is
from the
about.
sounds of it, Nick, it sounds like we have to make the show get to the end. We want to see Water Girl.
Mm,
Anyways, anybody has anything? James?
I don't really have too much more on what we've already covered. Just this show's a delight.
Indeed. We can move on to the next one then.
All right. Our last show of the night. And, it was a lot of the night. Centaur's Life.
Episode 7.
Oh boy.
First experiences are scary and fun all in one. Pardon
Yeah.
the rhyme. And occult movies you watch as a kid are 140% scarier.
So episode 7 was cute. You know, they all went
Yeah.
swimming.
They
Yeah,
went to the pool.
Yeah.
It's the pool episode.
What's wrong, James?
Man, what's up?
Nothing.
Don't know. You made a noise.
Yeah,
like
dude,
something
yeah,
up.
what's on your mind, dude?
Let's move on.
This is what we're here for,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, we're
I
dissecting.
know you want to talk about episode 8, but we gotta be here at episode 7 first.
Oh, episode 8. Okay.
But yeah, it was all in episode 8.
It was cute seeing. I kind of wish they went a little bit more into how each one swam differently, but they really
Yeah.
showed like how the horse people have to be like in much deeper waters to even swim. So that was cool, and how snake people just don't have breasts. All right, people, they don't have anything. They don't need to have.
Oh yeah, so
They don't even have a freaking like snake body. It's just like white for some reason.
yeah, Mike, I was curious
That was
what
the
your
weirdest part to me.
what's your view on her is now with seeing her whole body.
I honestly, in retrospect, should have expected this, just seeing how the mer people were, but it could be a lot worse. Cause like it's just weird when you think about it too much. How like the snake the snake head and neck goes into the body, which is just a solid color,
Yeah.
including the arms and legs.
Imagine, unlike us, they're usually covered, so I don't know if that
Yeah.
led to anything different with evolution.
Not
Kind of like
sure.
how when you wear like a swimsuit and the rest of you gets tan, but then the under part is really white. Maybe
True.
a weird version of that.
Maybe it was just a design choice to make less complicated to draw, because you don't want to draw all the scale patterns and everything every time that she's not
Right.
wearing less clothing or more revealing clothing.
We also got to see the sisters, the little kids, the littler kids hang out.
Mm-hmm.
They're just fun kids. But this is probably the
Yep.
funnest group of kids I've seen in animation in a while. They
Yeah,
aren't
this-
being like annoying. They're just being nice.
Episode 7 was a very delightful episode. It was very nice and
There's also
Ryan
the later
Harden.
the occult stuff, which was
Mhm.
pretty cool. Once again, we get a little bit more lore on the idea that snake people actually might have superstition, like humans.
Yes, that's right.
But it's very subtle compared to ours, where we've let the ability to be superstitious run rampant.
hmm They take it very seriously.
And some guys trying to get some, but no one cares.
Nobody
No one
cares.
cares about that guy. I kind of wish in the swimming episode they talked about how the wings would affect the swimming or not, but they didn't.
They could have gone into more detail on that, but there was the one important thing of like how the world works, and there was like how a long detailed shot of how the centaurs put on their swimsuits.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say detailed, actually.
wow! I
Really
look,
well.
I did it by myself. Well, impressive. Hey, sister,
Well-
we put ours on ourselves. Yeah, it's not as impressive.
That is the most kid thing ever. When you do something like first as a kid, like yeah, everyone like cheer, like your parents cheer you on.
Oh,
But then when you do it like as like a teenager, you're like yeah, you're supposed to. It's like oh,
All right then.
okay.
This is the thanks I get for working over.
Was there any other cool things with the occult? Because I know there was some scary-ish stories, but nothing too much. I know there was the superstition.
I don't recall too much.
Yeah.
I think, and as James is alluding to, we all remember a lot about episode 7 or
Yeah.
8. 8.
Yeah. So episode 9.
Yeah, episode 9.
No, we're doing 8. It's fine.
Mental
Okay.
strength might be the biggest reason one wins a serious
So,
competition.
anytime nudity happened, I had a problem with it. You guys justified it. Let's hear the justifications.
I mean, we could talk about the first part of the episode. We were there was an archery contest. We learned about archery.
Oh, dude, that's
and how
fucking cool.
people do archery.
What about the mermaid titties?
No, we gotta talk about
It's archery.
I do like how the Centaur's like sport of choice is archery.
It makes sense though with Greek mythology.
Yeah, exactly. It's predictable, but it makes sense. It's like
Especially-
the school curriculum activity.
I imagine in war, they would probably be the worst to get injured. If they broke a leg, they're
Yeah.
immobile. So they would want to focus more on ranged offenses.
That's very true.
And we learned a little bit about Himiko's sort of rival. She's just Batness, alright? She's just Batness from Monster Camp, Monster
Yeah.
Prom. She like acts the same
much.
way. She's probably voiced by the same person.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get to the other part.
So, justifications.
So we have a
What
okay.
do you mean
it's-
justification?
It's fan service there.
Yeah.
I don't
The first part
Think-
of it is.
I feel like both parts work.
a little bit yes.
Because
A
even,
little bit yes.
because
But
even
they
when-
go
like you're saying, because the thing is, even with the girl singing before she even started, they made sure they put a close up on her chest before they went to her face.
They did.
You're right.
Part of it is fan service, and part of it is world building.
We saw a little bit alluding to this in the flashback to the Mer people, where all the Mer boys were way more interested in the flat-chested
Yeah.
girls
Mhm.
than
Were they?
They're-
yes.
I found
They
out
did not care about Himiko, and they cared more about her friends.
I thought they were just attracted to the
But-
mermaids.
they were attracted to the other girl because she always got shy about it. She always covered it up because
Oh,
I found that to be a little comical because you're like, yeah, we see yours all day long, like that's fucking whatever. But like theirs, they
yeah.
have theirs fucking covered. Like we haven't seen theirs yet.
Yeah.
So she seemed like another half breed. I'm not like she had horns. She seemed like another half breed,
Oh, she did. That's right.
which was
And
Interesting.
they mentioned how she was from the land,
Yeah. She was like a land dweller originally.
Ah, right.
but they
Just
never
spell
She
it
felt the need to cover up versus the other two.
but they never
Just spell
explained.
you. Oh, go for it.
Yeah, they never explained how she became a mermaid. So I hope if this show does go on, I hope they touch upon her again.
We've always seen I've seen slight hints at half breeds with the Angel Girl's younger sister. This
Yeah.
one of the winged people kind of had hooves, like they were part.
Mhm.
I can't remember the satyrs. So
Yeah, but if she lived on land before, probably didn't have her mermaid tail.
I mean,
There's-
maybe she did.
She could have.
They could have been like living at her parents for a little while.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Maybe.
Just raised on land, then later transferred to the mermaid's domain.
But let's spell it out clear as day. This episode had titties.
It did.
Straight up, not hiding behind it, not a little scene between the sisters and talking, not anything like straight up titties. As they explain that the Mer people don't usually wear clothes because why would
Yeah.
you?
No need
Women-
to.
Well, they could
Nice.
they could use that as a store, which is understandable. Like a lot of times, mermaids are depicted without tops on, sure. But they made sure they had cameras close up on those titties a few times.
You
Yeah.
right?
Those
That's
parts of
something
the
they-
fan
that's-
service.
Yeah, that's parts they didn't do before. They definitely did in this episode.
Like it also works as the world lore building and all that, which is
Yes.
totally fine.
And again, I think there is a thing where, for some reason, Mer people just have bigger boobs, and like the Mer guys are just not into that.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where it's normal to have giant boobs. We would get bored of that and like the opposite.
Pretty much.
And that's their world. That's why they like the flat girls and the half breed who was a bit shy because she's not used to being like that.
Yeah.
And how they wear clothes whenever they have ceremonies with the other races.
Oh man, I already prefer those
Or when
smaller
they're
boobs.
visiting.
What about you, James? What's up?
What do you think about the boobs?
What do you think about the boobs, James?
Yeah, James has the boobs. For you.
God damn it.
Was Billy there watching with you? How does he think about
Yeah,
it?
I was
Yes,
for him.
yes, Billy
Oh,
was there watching with me.
Man, it almost feels like we should have Billy here as a special guest, and so he could tell us
Right.
about the boobs.
Special guest Billy Boo Bob.
Hey, Billy!
Oh God,
Shit.
God, dude, I'm down for this. Get him in here.
Hold up.
Oh.
Hey,
No, I'm
Billy,
fucking down
are
for
you
this. Fuck
there?
it.
The first time for the series, folks. We've got a special guest star,
Yay.
Billy Bo Jenkins.
I never had Billy in one of my streams. Let's fucking go.
Billy. Hey, Billy. Come here.
Come here, put your arm
You're
around
our
him.
special guest for this episode.
Put your arm around him. Have him sit on your lap. So tell me, boy.
I mean,
There-
the boobs were. You get used to them, honestly. It's just the whole Nazi part that kind of.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're
getting
not
to
there
that.
yet. We're gonna get to that. We're not there yet. Talking about the boobs.
Yeah, it's not with the boobs for you, Billy.
Not gonna lie. I mean, it was a surprise at first, but after that, it was they kind of were like, well, I mean, why do you get excited about that? They're like, well, it's because they're clothed. Ooh. And yeah,
that-
honestly, got over it pretty fast. It was a shock.
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree.
That's how I usually feel with nudity scenes in anime.
I'm also again. I have to temper my interest because I've seen boobtacular shows that are way more comfortable with showing tits and not for educational reasons.
Yeah.
So I try to lower my tolerance. I'm too used to it, so I don't know how to react.
Nick, have I ever told you your audio always pisses me the fuck off?
I'm
No,
eating.
no, don't do that, dude. You did the opposite of what I needed.
I don't understand.
No, dude, I fixed your audio like 7 times already because you got it too fucking loud. And I fixed you with your perfect audio. You keep fucking spiking, and it's only you that I ever have these problems with.
I need a different mic. Then I need some.
I don't even know if it's your mic, dog. I don't know what the hell's the problem here.
I'm moving around. I'm standing up. I'm turning my head left and right. I'm gesturing, even though there's no one here that gestured you except my
Gesturing?
cat. Cat's not even looking at me.
I don't even know if that would affect things.
Anyways.
Anyway, thank you for the boob talk, Billy.
Yes, thank you.
Anyways, episode 9,
Really-
the Nazis.
No. There was a big part of episode 8.
We
We
need
still
to do
gotta
the
talk about.
actually important part of episode 8.
Oh yeah. You're right. You can.
Ceremony that the mer people put on appeasing their god or something.
Yeah. So
I mean, don't
Before
show me-
anything, I just want to say the only like thing pertaining to the mer people nudity that I didn't like was when the priestess and the old guy swim out to the shrine, and the old guy's like, "Oh, I thought we had a boy priestess for a moment," and like
yeah,
she still has boobs there. It's not completely flat. Like, come on, dude.
I think that's just old guy being old guy joke.
Yeah, that was like the only thing I didn't like about it.
That's the
should
one
have
thing
figured
I
it
really
out.
think this show's a little weak on. There was a couple times, but I really don't see the show as a comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
Despite it being labeled as a comedy and having some funny, silly moments, it's very sprinkled.
Yeah, I think a lot
Yeah.
of other jokes just fall flat.
I don't really notice too many like attempted aside from the ones where it's just awkward situational stuff.
I mean, I think there are like other jokes where like the girl with the white hair obviously liked Himiko, but she was acting like she hated her, and she didn't notice, so they had to get advice about it on how to motivate her. Was, hey, I'll go on a date with you.
Not right.
Let you concentrate. So does God exist? I'm a little confused.
They said that the old guy said that the god did exist, but like he doesn't appear in physical form.
So what
Yeah.
the fuck was that? There
So
was
here's
a
the-
big fish thing that came out and said, "I am
There
God."
were a few civilians that had an assumption, or some people had an assumption, I forget who. That was a robot. However, at the end, we see the youngest sister of the angel girl playing with what we could assume is the god of the
Oh
temple.
yeah, actual God.
Yeah.
I just remember
Oh, yes.
actual.
I think gods do exist, but I don't know if what we saw in the water was the water god.
So was that some speculation about the Antarcticans, or the Antarcticans actually did that?
I think they actually did that for some reason.
Oh god, what are the Antarcticans doing? You're not
I have no
helping
clue.
the racial. Oh god,
That was very confusing and like
it felt
intriguing.
very like when you think a show is normal and done, but then they have like that last 10
Yeah.
minutes of the movie. It's like actually it was all super weird and X-Files, and then ended.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what that felt like.
Like
That's
that was such a whiplash of an episode
Mm-hmm.
to go like boobs, God,
Conspiracy?
conspiracy,
Who
God
knows?
is real.
Who knows?
Uh,
So yeah, that's the end of that episode.
it was nice to see more about the mer people, the least explored out of the
Yeah.
humans. I mean, I guess technically, besides the horns, we really don't know much about the satyrs because they're
Yeah.
mostly just humans, but with ears and horns, tail.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
here's the
Those
thing.
times.
When I finished watching High School DxD, this was recommended after, like at the end. And I think I'm finally understanding why.
Oh, really?
I hope the episode 8 was the only thing with Unity, or with this extent.
I
But
imagine because, again, as we point out, they had zoom-ins on this episode as opposed to the other ones. There was nothing of the sort. And
Yeah.
episode 9's an even bigger whiplash if you think boobs and gods weren't enough.
Oh boy. So
at least we
Um,
so at least we see another non-human class race.
yeah, we see frog people now. Frog people, the amphibians.
So the episode starts as a peer into the life of another character who is a completely different race, a frog or amphibian folk.
Yeah, don't
Acting
call
as
them
a
frog people. That's
celebrity.
racist. We're being racist.
Bro, those frogs smoked that ganja though.
That's racist.
Of life into him as a celebrity, and like he's a celebrity within the realm of humans, not necessarily within the realm of amphibian folk, who basically are the equivalent to native tribes, basically.
They don't have the most advanced technology.
Yeah. Advanced tribal people.
As
the best-
opposed to Antarcticans who might have robots.
Yeah. It goes, and that's a peer into his life. Apparently.
I like that he was voiced by Space Dandy,
Yeah.
Oh, he was. That was it. That's what I recognize it from.
which is also Whis from Dragon Ball Super.
I liked
Yeah.
his look when they took off his jacket though. I wasn't expecting the forearms.
Yeah, they got four arms
right,
and a
yeah.
tail. As opposed to what we would know frogs as.
Like when they
That
took
is
off the when they took out the jacket and all that, he stopped looking like a businessman. He actually looked like a badass frog.
Yeah. Tribal frog warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to talk about trying to prevent a war with the amphibians and the mammals
Yeah.
in this slice of life show about silly centaur girl.
Yeah.
We got race wars maybe happening.
The celebrity's trying to act as a bridge between them, but the amphibian folk are not having it for the most part. They're pretty much just on the defensive at all times. They have guns and stuff.
Someone gave them guns, and they said it might have been their real god, which makes me wonder,
Oh, that's
did
right.
the Antarcticans make another fake mecha god to
God.
trick these frogs into starting war with the mammals?
Ooh,
That is quite the theory.
that is
Yeah.
that's a theory and a half right there.
'Cause he's talking about like his real god, and I'm like, they're fake, stupid, not real gods. Your gods suck. They don't do anything. Ours gave us guns.
It was very politically intriguing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But then we see the celebrity frog amphibian man go back to his life and act normal for the most part.
And hopefully waits for the storm that maybe or may not come a
Yeah.
brewing. As we
It's
get
all-
to the
It all weighs on his mind.
And
the
then
other part.
and then the Nazis. You know what? It's not even about the
Then the
Nazis.
second
I
part
thought
of the
I thought
episode.
the story was actually kind of like cool or cute. You know, not cute. Not
It
wrong
was-
words. It was.
it
It had a nice like meaning behind it.
It had
at
a
the
nice
end.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it tied in technically. This is weird. These were two different segments that did connect technically at the end.
Hmm.
Only at the end.
as we learned about what World War One was like
Two.
in this world.
It was so this entire section is basically just appear into a World War II movie documentary.
Honestly.
I felt like I was watching my own ancestors.
But weirdly, it wasn't exactly about race. They talked a little bit
Yes.
about it, but it wasn't entirely just about race.
It wasn't just the centaurs rounding up the other races into I don't even know if I can say that word on stream.
Yeah,
Into war camps.
camps. You know the types,
I
camps.
was gonna say prison camps. Because were there centaurs among them?
Yes, there was one that acted
Yes, there
sort
was.
of as
Yeah.
like he was still a prisoner, but he was slightly treated better than the other prisoners.
hmm So it was not entirely race motivated war wise. It was just it was just, I guess, for territory or something where it's never explicitly stated. But there
As
is there is an element of racism in there
As we
because
follow the boy.
yes, I believe he was a satyr boy,
An angel boy.
an angel boy. That's right. We follow his perspective of getting thrown into this camp, just being pretty much the only young one there among the rest of the prisoners.
Really seeing how that life changes people, where
Yeah.
some people were just ready to beat anyone in their way for having to be worked nearly to death and barely be fed anything.
Yep.
And how he was trying to get everyone to work together because why are we hurting each other? We're all prisoners. But some were just
They did
hell
not care.
bent on saying fuck everybody that isn't
Mhm.
me.
And sometimes those rages were racially motivated. Is-
It's hard to really, because it wasn't over the top, but it wasn't under the top. It
Yeah,
was
no.
very much saying what was happening.
Yeah, it was pretty down to realism.
Where throughout this time, the boy gets some niceties. He get from that one centaur prisoner who is treated a little bit better because he almost acts like on their side. I feel like it's
uses-
something that actually happens in war.
He uses his privilege that the enslavers give him to help out the one that's suffering the most, the youngest kid there. But when the other prisoners get wind of that, they do not like it and they turn on the centaur man because and the boy too, because he helped him out.
Absolutely. Which led to when they actually did get freed by the others,
A liberation.
the Liberation Party, and that one dude who technically betrayed everyone,
They lynched him.
they killed him.
Yeah.
Bro, that was a dark fucking scene. I was not expecting to see a
Oh,
horseman hang.
Because you wouldn't think, how would you do that with someone so big, but they did it.
You would just have to get him up high enough, I guess.
Yes. And then they tried to go for the kid, but they got scared off by the Liberation people. Then the kid got adopted by that soldier and went on
Another centaur soldier.
to become a president, an old man president now who's trying to be accepting of every race.
Yes.
We see him shake hands and properly shake hands with Jean, the frogman.
Yes. With his glove off. He makes
Just
sure to do that and not clean himself afterwards because he wants to make the statement that he's not different.
And it was also something about their sweat, that seemed like something important to the frog people. I'm not entirely sure. I think that was something. That's why it was say, hey, take off your glove.
Did not pick up on that part.
It was a small
That's very
thing.
cool. So James, what's your thoughts on World War II?
James.
Yeah.
Slice of life show about girls discovering they might like boys.
They might.
Episode 9.
That's totally what the show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely strictly what the show is about.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's a
I-
comedy.
I was taken aback so hard about I was just like, like I felt like I looked away for a second. Was like, what the fuck is going on? This just got real fucking dark. And I'm just like, what, what, what? I don't know. Where did I miss something? And I actually had to backtrack to like understand where it just kind of just dropped us into this like dark war shit that, as Billy mentioned for his very brief guest mention, was how do you
Neil
kids like World War II?
Yeah.
Remember something I saw a while ago? Like, it was some documentary on, like, this one, it was like an educational something, we either saw at school or something. I don't know how I saw this, but it was some girl who was kind of being a bit spoiled about all the stuff we have today, or today back then. And something happened where either she dreamed it or it felt like she time traveled back into being in one of those camps, about being a slave in that camp and going through the hardships of that. It wasn't nearly as detailed and telling about how people did, but it was still had that level of scaredness, especially as they near the end of it, before she woke up, she was put into one of those rooms, and you were kind of experiencing some of what it was like in there before she woke up. I can't for the life of me remember where I watched that or why I watched that, but I remember that.
That is very interesting.
It was like a historical piece, and it's like an educational video. It wasn't like trying to be jokey, it wasn't like animated, it was with like real people. But this reminded me of that.
Mhm.
Really shows how, even in this world of alternate humans, history kind of ends up very similar.
These are humans.
Yeah.
They talked about that a bit with one of the soldiers saying that even if we all looked the same and had the same bodies, we would have found something
Yeah.
to complain about. Our
Find something
eyes,
to
our
make war
skin.
over.
Even if we all looked the same the way we acted, we would all fucking discriminate at some point.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody got anything else?
Anything to
I
add,
don't.
anyone? I'm pretty
You
much
saw this, Jacob. Did you think this is where we would be now?
good.
With this
When
being
you
the final
saw-
three.
With just these episodes where you said like, oh look, there's a centaur horse. I'll pick that show.
No, I really thought it'd just be like a really nice slice of life of a centaur high school.
Well, it is
Your
a slice
friends.
of life of every form of
It
life.
sure is a slice of a particular kind of life. Damn.
Anyways, I'm ready to put my pucks.
I'm as ready as I can be.
I guess I'm ready as well.
Yeah, I am.
Who would like to take it away?
I'll since it feels like I haven't spoken in a minute, I'll start this off.
Oh,
All right.
real quick, I got the total amount of points accumulated throughout the seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Centaur's Life is at a cumulative of 7 points. Defrag is at a cumulative of 3 points. And Cromartie's at a cumulative of 5 points. Keep in mind that's also with our kills going in there and taking points off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Even like I had mine pretty solidified before you even said anything. Honestly, in this situation, Defrag's gonna be my Mary.
Yeah.
Defrag.
Cromartie's going to be my fuck,
Right.
and Centaur Life is going to be my kill.
Understandable.
Give me your explanation, good sir.
So, Defrag, with how fucking random everything is on top of the animation, the opening, everything that's going on, I feel the strongest about wanting to just keep watching this show because it's just so all over the place, and with how my mind is scatterbrained, I like how the show's direction is pertaining to just it feeling just as scatterbrained. To me, mentally, between my Mary and fuck, Defrag, at this point, I've decided that what I've enjoyed the most was the comedy within these choices that we have left. And
Makes sense.
Centaur Life, though I'm still curious about the world, especially with episode 9. Like, it loses my attention a little bit in that regard, whereas I feel I'm watching two comedies compete against one another.
Right.
While Centaur Life has my attention, like, world building wise, but not necessarily in the same regard that Defrag and Cromartie have me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I would explain it best that makes sense to everyone. Is like, it just, like, to me, we have two comedies and one, like, creep up, slight fan fiction, but most, like, world building type of story going on. And this is, honestly, this is more tough for me than, just like last season, the middle grounds, when we're bringing it down to the finals, felt harder than the actual finals to me, because I had already, like, made a mental decision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, going into the finals, I had made a mental decision already, but in this regard, like, to me personally, A Centaur's Life feels lacking for what I'm enjoying within this season. And, well, that's all I got.
Fair. Alright, who wants to take next?
I think I can.
Alright.
So, right off the bat, I can say that my kill goes to Defrag. My other options are not so clear.
Oh, you're
Like-
struggling?
A little bit. Like, when it comes to how much of this we've watched, Centaur's Life has built up a lot of lore and stuff and questions. A lot of questions that would like to be answered. And it does keep me engaged. Both these shows keep me more engaged than Defrag overall. That's pretty much why I'm putting it in the kill slot.
Work your way up, yeah.
Cromartie in particular was very funny in these one episodes, and I think I was like, I want to give that my Mary just because of how much I enjoyed it. But it's not to say I didn't enjoy Centaur's Life and what it's building up to be. But like James said, there's not a lot of comedy there, like, at all.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
has
what the other
jokes,
two shows are
but they
focused on.
really fall flat comparatively
Yeah.
to the rest of the show that I'm interested in.
But everything else it has definitely makes up for the strength. But just based on what I feel that I want to see more of, I'll give my Mary to Cromartie and my fuck to Centaur's Life.
Well, this is gonna be awkward then.
Oh boy.
So I was thinking about my choice, and I was debating between my fuck and my kill, because I'm marrying Centaur's Life. I'm too interested in what the fuck is going on.
Very
You
valid.
don't just make an episode like that without the confidence for some resolution. I'm not expecting like every single thing to be answered within like an episode, but something's happening. Even like the kids kind of know that there's a slight war happening. Maybe not an actual war, but like a cold war. Like things aren't cool.
Yeah.
And even they know it. I'm just going back to what we think the show is, which is trying to get people to watch the next episode. I want to watch the next episode. I want to know what is up.
Very understandable.
And it was taking me some time, but I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I want to see if I can get one fucking episode with this water girl, I swear to fuck,
Oh, you're
I'm
giving your
giving my fuck to Defrag in the hopes it will at least talk about each of its main characters once.
The hopes.
Also, when I was looking at the episodes of Cromartie High School, they have like 24 episodes. So that's my kill.
All right,
Like, that's not gonna have any type of specific ending we're looking for.
it's true.
But I was very entertained by it all the time.
All right, my go.
Yep.
So I really had to look down into it. Which three captivated me the most? Which two shows really do deserve the championship fight, the final two slot? And to be honest with you, there's one show that feels like the black sheep of three. As good as the show is, as much as entertainment I have from it, it does not give me the as much as anime vibes as the others. So I'm giving my kill to Cromartie.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
dang.
Oh shit!
Makazawa.
What about your other votes then?
However, I'm going. This verse rough.
Rough, baby.
It's-
got it.
I'm gonna give my Mary to Centaur. My fuck to Defrag.
Interesting. Well, this is a bit of turn up from last time, Jacob. What changed?
It really is.
So, I'm not saying Cromartie was bad. Like, not at all. But
No
like,
one
like,
here
like,
saying
like,
that.
like,
We all know that.
but like I said, when comparing it to the other shows, I kept on saying it felt like an Adult Swim late night show. It never felt like an anime. So I don't think it deserves the title of the King of Anime. Defrag, like, as I said at the beginning, the characters felt bland, but the story it was starting to finally build on top of the story. It's finally starting to show more of the love triangle, which is why I didn't give them, which is the blandest, which is why I didn't give them Mary, but I still like to see more of it, which is why I fucked it. And then Centaur's Life, it's still a pretty good show. Like it's building up to something, and I want to see what that something is.
Biggest lore.
Yeah.
Very interesting, because with the way us three voted, we tied in each category for each of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
So it was up to you on who died.
It generally was, but I had my answers way before we voted.
I might have swapped it up if I didn't see that there was going to be a lot of episodes of Cromartie.
And with that being said, lads, Cromartie High School.
Now,
That means Defrag gets 3, Centaur's Life gets 3, and Cromartie gets 2.
Defrag has 2. Centaur's has 3. Yeah.
I messed up the math.
Cromartie has 0. Well, no, Cromartie has -1.
-1.
they got 2 kills.
Mhm.
They got a Mary and
Eh.
they got a fuck.
It had a fuck, it had a Mary, but it had 2 kills.
Kill is -1.
I thought we were doing -2.
No.
I think I'm pretty sure we
That's
changed
fine.
it up from last time, because last time I verified and you said 2.
I didn't say that.
I remember 1. But.
I don't really think it changes the outcome though, because
Yeah.
according
One-
to my math, I got Defrag 3, Centaur's Life 3, and Cromartie 2, since everything else was tied until Jacob's vote.
Yeah.
Or Centaur's Life might have more.
I can't believe it. We killed Mekasawa for good.
Man.
Yep. Nakasawa gets added to the pill bottle.
We'll never forget
well.
you. Now you can watch all the episodes, Mikey.
Finally.
'Cause I didn't realize how many episodes there were until I
Yeah.
checked the fucking. There's 26, which I guess because they're half episodes would still
Yeah,
equal
exactly.
about 13. So it still would be sort of
We could have
same amount.
given us we could have told ourselves we could for 2 episodes each session of Cromartie, since there
Maybe.
are only 11 minutes. Equal it
But
out.
we didn't entirely know that. Like we didn't
Yeah.
do the exact research. Maybe we should. Let's look into watch time next time. We had
Yeah.
this sort of problem with 2 of our shows being half the length.
Or
Definitely.
we officially make the rule now, if the show is a 12-minute or 10-minute, 11-minute show like this one is, we watch just 2 episodes each. 2 episodes equals 1 episode.
We should also see how
True,
long this whole
but it would
series
depend
is.
on the show because Suzu only had 12 episodes, so we would have
Yeah.
gotten through that faster than the other ones.
Yeah, but I gotta look into it because I want to say stereotypically, if it's a 10-minute show, it tends to go on for a while. It's like Robot Chicken's ones I could think of where those seasons lasted forever.
Well, it all depends. It's on a case by case basis.
Oh yeah, we'll look into that for sure. But anyways, back from
Leaves
Marty.
two, the final two of season 2. Cuckoo.
Hello, our final 2 shows, Defrag and Centaur's Life. Only one can get the crown. Only one can be named prom king or queen. Tune in next time where we discuss both shows, give one the crown, and give the awards.
The awards, which have changed from last time, but they're still awards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little less now.
Yeah.
More compact, like mini
Indeed.
Mechazawa.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
my
stream.
choice got voted off third again.
Till next
I
time.
got third place.
Peace.